Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Desi. I shouldn't be smiling, apparently.
Yes, because yesterday in Berlin, Germany, there was an attack at the Pride Parade. This is what it says.
Is there still Pride right now? I'm sorry.
Yeah, in the other countries.
I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm just... When's Pride in the other areas? I guess July.
Yeah, there are still Pride parades going on now.
Man,
in other countries,
that's late
U.S.
for us.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, let's see. A white van was driven into a crowd in a park in Berlin around 10 p.m., killing one woman and injuring roughly 29 others.
Jeez.
Several critically or seriously. Some reports also note stabbings. The event was immediately canceled. The main suspect, 21-year-old German citizen of Lebanese background, Abdul Bailout, that's ironic.
Unfortunate.
Known to police and linked to Berlin's Islamist scene with a history including attempts related to Islamic State, fled and was shot dead by police the next day, July 26th, after charging officers with a bladed weapon. Numbers and details vary slightly in early reporting as the situation developed. So, that happened, and there is a clip that is going viral of a pink-haired idiot blaming, I bet you can guess,
Donald Trump.
Just turn this up and...
I'm getting really, really sick of this. I'm getting really tired of having to repeat myself over and over again. So today, in Berlin, there was an attack. A van drove through a crowd of people celebrating Berlin Pride Parade that they have every year. It's a huge parade. It's one of the biggest. And they injured, I think, at this time I'm making this video, is a subject to change, 17 people, and one person is dead. Okay, so it's a breaking story. There are going to be things that are going to come out and change throughout the life of the story, average. So the suspect is an Islamic extremist. That's their suspect right now. That's what I read, okay? I'm not going to say anything about the rest of the Muslim population because of actions of this one person. But what I can say is the people who were celebrating about this were all white men, young white men with crosses in their profiles. Because we've all seen it. We've all seen how you guys react towards gay people and how you wish harm on them constantly. I get a constant hate on my videos, especially about trans people. You're not going to hide behind another scapegoat group and pretend that they're actually the violent ones when it's you. You hold the same exact beliefs that this man who did this attack did.
Crazy,
and you're
right?
trying to distance yourself from it.
Insane.
And you know why you're trying to do that? Because you're ashamed. And you should be.
Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, I have to break this down because she used gay people as a shield, right? She used the word shield when it came to white people. Well, I'm going to use the word shield when it comes to gay people. So I had made a post about this, and I just wanted to pull it up to read it to you. Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find it.
Since you guys always say I'm doing something on my phone, I drew spiders. They're eyeball spiders.
So I said, I know this might sound a little harsh.
Okay.
But it's the truth. The odds are almost no one exclusively same-sex attracted people were harmed or killed at Berlin Pride. Today's Pride has little to do with homosexuality. It is driven by gender ideology, queer theory, and transgender activism. Homosexuals who reject that ideology are the most alienated. Most stay away or boycott. The crowd's mainly bisexual, self-described queers, and allies. Exclusive same-sex attraction forms only a small minority. Roughly 5% of same-sex attracted people attend Pride at all. Exclusive same-sex attraction itself is a low single-digit share of the population, while the events are packed with people who are not homosexual. Expect the usual response. Activists and media will call it homophobic and claim it targeted gays and lesbians. They do this because gays and lesbians remain the only part of the broader movement that earn genuine public respect through hard-won advances. The rest of the alphabet, especially the TQ+, has squandered that respect while often embracing or excusing the very ideologies that produce such attackers. Homosexuals built the movement. Gender ideologues invaded, took over, kicked us out, then propped up the people who hate us and keep trying to kill us. Now those same people attack the only ones left, and the response is to hide behind the group they pushed away while screaming about the wrong enemy. It's suicidal.
Yeah.
So as you can see, what she did there was saying, like, you hate gays, pretty much. When I can guarantee you 5% were probably actually same-sex attracted that were there. The rest are just invaders.
I think that there's a big point to be lost when you compare someone who committed a crime that we see a pattern of, Muslims or extremist viewpoints,
Islamists.
unaliving people. You see it. I don't see as often white men targeting gay people. They target schools and stuff because they have personal vendettas, but very rarely do they target like gay events unless they have probably an issue there. To dismiss these things and compare it to all white men is to dismiss the things in front of your face. It is not safe. It is something we should watch out for. And if you don't have your eyes open, then you're next. If you think that this is bigoted actions and white men are just as bad, but you're still going to Pride next year. You got to see, I don't know anything about Berlin Pride. I don't know how Pride is expressed in Germany.
It's woke.
I would assume it is, but I don't know. So I'm not trying to speak completely from that point of view. But it is hard to say. It's unfortunate. It's also very unfortunate that this had happened at all. But you can't just sit there and compare something this extreme to white people in general. It's so lazy. It's so lazy because you just see this person shot, this person shot. Well, then if you think that everyone who's going and attacking things, you got to also look at white people, black people, trans people.
Yeah.
You can't just look at one group and be like, they're the bad one. There's a lot of bad people doing it. And maybe the bigger question is, why are people doing it? Maybe we should focus on that instead of pointing at races and saying that's why. And if you think that we're racist, listen to that again. Maybe we should focus on the mental issues as to why these people are doing it instead of pointing at their race.
And embracing their murderers.
And maybe notice that most of them are male. Maybe not focus on the race part, but focus on the male part and how to help these people to stop them from committing these kind of acts. I'm not saying help them in like
What?
I'm not saying help them like government programs. I mean like put them in facilities, medicate them, treat them to the point where you know they're not going to go doing this stuff.
Islamist extremists.
No, men who are going to shoot up and kill people. When they're sitting there going white, this, that, very rarely is a woman committing mass murder or mass destruction.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to talk about the psychology of men and why they feel compelled to do these things. Maybe it's not a matter of race at all.
Maybe it's a matter of extremism.
And the one female to male person that did something like this,
Audrey Hale,
was trying to be a man. Mm-hmm. And I can only imagine this is something and a reason why they did this. I'm just saying it's a bigger question than race.
So she did not condemn the Muslim community as a whole, right? That's what she said.
Yeah.
But she did condemn
white people as
men
a whole.
as a whole.
Yes.
So you're not condemning the extremist part of that group of people.
Because you support that specific group of people.
Right. The ones who want you not to be alive anymore. But you will condemn the people who you said celebrated it. Now, I didn't see a lot of people online celebrating it. So she's probably picking and choosing just so she can complain about white men.
Well, no one's happy that this happened.
But I don't think what they're doing is celebrating it. I think what they're doing is say, do you see what you're doing to yourself? You're praising these extremists who are only using you as a means to an end. Once they're done with you, they're going to want to eradicate you completely.
Just as someone who came from a Christian family and went to specifically white-based churches, Christians aren't, except for the extreme Christians, just like the extreme Muslims aren't going to kill you. Sorry, just like the regular Muslims probably won't kill you, but the extreme ones will. Regular churches don't want you to die for being gay. They might want to save you, but they don't want you to die for it to the same degree. Unless you're at an extreme church or with an extreme Muslim, you're not facing those kind of criticisms. There's something to be said about being middle-minded here, guys. Am I wrong? I don't know that much about Muslims, but if you're with a more middle-minded one, he's not going to want to kill you for being gay necessarily. He's going to disagree with you, but kind of like passively do so. Same with the Christian. It's all about not being extreme. It's also, we live in America. You have freedom. I mean, this is not America. This is Berlin.
Yeah.
But you have the freedom to agree and disagree. However, when are we going to analyze the safety and what warning signs there are to stop things like this from happening? You can't tell me he didn't do something on his phone that could have been flagged by the FBI in our area. I don't know, KGB. Berlin. What is that out there?
KGB is Russia.
That's what I thought. I don't want to sound too dumb, so you know what I'm getting
it's
at.
like, this is how the liberals work. It's really insane because they're like, oh, something bad happened to us. And it's someone else that's not like the white man, right? Somehow they will end up blaming it on the white man or Trump. Even if it has nothing to do with them, somehow they will find a way so they can keep their moral purity, so they can keep pushing for the thing that will eventually end them. But what's crazy is that they're supporting people who want them gone, eradicated out of existence. And some of them I have even heard in interviews being like, well, yeah, it's fine if they want to throw me off a building because they are more oppressed. It's like that kind of belief system is in itself such an insane mental illness.
How are you going to help anyone out if you're going to get thrown off the building? You can't help any more people out.
But you help the person who threw you off the building by getting their aggression out.
Wow.
Right?
Okay,
in their head, they would be thinking.
Is that all your life is worth?
They're insane. They would rather
even the crazy
hold
ones
on to the crazy ideology than be like rational. Keep themselves alive.
I know in your head you're like, let them jump. But in my head, like, is that really all your life is worth?
Their life is their dogma, their ideology. That like their whole purpose is their ideology. So they will die for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think they actually want to, but that's what they say. And eventually it will come to that if you keep supporting people who don't want you alive.
Well, no one can pat your back if you're dead.
Right. You're not helping anybody. You're really not. What you're doing is you're dwindling down the size of your crowd to almost a non-existent level, which it will become if you keep pushing these crazy things.
Yeah.
Because it's like the chickens for KFC thing. Why would you want to do that? And if these people have all the power in the world, these extremists will take over. And who is going to be the first to no longer be here? Them.
Yeah.
They're the weakest. They're the weakest. They're weak-minded and they're weak physically. They have no integrity, no morals. They blow with the wind of whatever their group is agreeing to. They go with that. Like they're flimsy. They're strong in their position until the position changes within that group.
The group position changes, yeah.
Right. So they stand for nothing. They are nothing. They're the weakest link, but they're being used because they're so crazy and loud.
Well, and they're useful idiots.
Right, exactly. So there are a couple other videos I wanted to throw into the mix here that I found enlightening, I guess you could say. A gay man at Berlin Pride described Israel as the aggressor and enemy of the LGBT community, saying that Muslims and Palestinians are the true allies instead. A few hours later, a Muslim rammed a car into a crowd at the event.
Well, Israel is the aggressor in the entire Middle Eastern region right now, bombing everyone while, like, each and every day you have these ceasefires being discussed, which are, like, at the same time being just completely ignored by Israel. Well, Israel is the...
I feel like eventually this is going to be like the Blair White clip where she's showing these fat influencers, the big body influencers. They're dead. Shows another clip. She's also dead. Shows another clip. Like, I feel like it's going to go in that direction.
I mean, if you keep going to these events where you know that crazy people... That's why I said we need to get something to make sure that these crazy people don't go out and, like, harm people.
But how do you do that when you're so accepting of everyone except for white men? Then you police white men,
You're
right?
too focused on the race and not the problems.
And you're just allowing everyone to run rampant. It just doesn't make any sense.
The problem might be just unhinged people, not, like, whatever your gender confusion is.
Here's another one.
Mein Lieblingsspruch ist, ja, wenn du so...
Sorry, I don't understand that language. Next. Video posted 20 hours ago, shortly before an Islamist ran his car through the crowd. Nope, we can't do audio. No. You see what it says? It's kind of hard to read. I'll keep playing it.
Never felt safer in a crowd, by the way.
Never felt safer in a crowd, by the way.
Unfortunate words.
Those are the fatal last words. Because when you are a group of people who are supporting people who want you not here anymore, They want you not here. They want you gone. I have to be very careful of how I verbalize my opinion. Because I can't just say, they want to kill you and throw you off a roof and make sure you're no longer alive
They
anymore.
want
and
you
can't procreate.
eliminated.
They want you eliminated, gone, bye-bye. Pew-pew. Or ram-ram. Vroom,
Ram,
vroom. Vroom, vroom, zoom,
Ram,
zoom.
ram.
They don't want you here anymore.
So.
This crowd is going to dwindle to nothing if you guys had your way. It is insane that we have to say this stuff.
So.
You know what I mean? We're not celebrating the demise and the harm that was caused.
No one's happy that people died.
We're
pointing out the fact that you guys are
Doing this to
condoning
yourselves?
these kind of things.
doing it to yourself. It's crazy.
You're condoning these actions.
Here's another one. WTF, someone says. At a vigil for the Berlin Pride Parade victims, an LGBTQ plus speaker says,
diese Nachrichten zu bekommen, dass beim CSD ein Auto reingerast ist, ein Mann in einem Auto.
she says she had hoped the attacker was not an Arab Muslim, but a white Christian person. These people are deranged.
I mean, you can hope all you want, but it doesn't change facts, honey. I mean, and the reason you feel that is actually like a cultural thing. You don't want your tribe to be the one doing it because your tribe has to be safe. But man, let me tell you, it obviously isn't.
Do Christian extremists want gays dead?
Maybe? I don't know necessarily.
How many Christian extremists have you seen?
In real life, I don't know the actual number.
Like on the news that are causing problems?
I don't necessarily. I think they annoy people, but they don't usually cause too many problems.
You don't really see them often, right? When's the last time you saw a KKK member?
Knowingly, not anytime.
I think once, maybe twice in my whole life on the news. But somehow they're the major issue. They're the major problem. They're causing the most destruction. Okay. My eyes and ears tell me something different. This person who did this attack, it is the same type of person they suicidally support.
That's true. Because you don't know who this is.
Well, they hope it's a Christian person because, see, the
I meant the
extremists...
Muslim extremists.
Yeah, the Islamist extremists, they want them dead, but not as much as the radical Christians do, who we haven't seen hide nor hair of.
No, they're too busy living their lives with their rich mansion condos things.
They're stealing money, they're doing bad stuff, but they're not ramming cars into pride parades.
No.
When was the last time an LGBTQ crowd of people were harmed?
I don't know.
The only time, the last
This
thing I
one,
can remember
technically?
was Pulse nightclub
Well, that doesn't mean that's...
in Orlando.
I think that there's been more small attacks, not
This was-
as many big attacks.
Right. This was a big one, though. It was in Florida, and it was also
I remember that one.
the exact same type of person that
Yeah.
did this.
There's a pattern.
And yet somehow we've been seeing this pattern, and they go gung-ho supporting these people. I just don't understand it. When you see people harming your group of people, and instead you blame another group of people,
Racism is alive and well, love.
it's so mind-boggling. It's like, what is more important is not staying alive. It is to get the message out to the people.
But they really do want to stay alive. They're not actually going to put their hides out for this.
But they do.
They're not actually going and fighting in the streets, I mean. They're just standing in the streets and then getting blown over by a guy with an attitude problem.
Well, they're protesting out in the streets, though, for these same people.
It's a parade. There's a difference. It's a parade.
No, I mean, aside from the parade, they do go out and protest for these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it's a problem. It's hard really not to say that this group of people on the far left don't have mental issues. You know, it's really hard not to say that because the evidence is so obviously clear.
Just everyone on the left, you mean?
On the extreme left?
You said a particular group of people. Do you mean anything by that, or you just mean like the left?
The extreme left. I'd say the radical left. Some progressives, some people who identify as progressive or Democrats, you know, people who believe in these things that make absolutely no sense to your survival. Okay, so we have another clip here. This is long. The organizer of Berlin Pride says yesterday's attack may not be used for political ends. Yet, if it was a white man who did this, they would be using it for political ends.
Do they vote in Berlin?
Yeah.
So then it's going to be used for political.
You can shit in one hand and hope in the other and see which one gets filled first. The shit one.
As the CSD organizers in Berlin, we are distraught about what happened yesterday. Our thoughts are with the victims, their loved ones, and everybody who has been affected by this terrible event. We would like to offer our thanks to all volunteers and guests who wanted to demonstrate peacefully with us. Many of these people suffered much emotional stress yesterday. What they experienced will have long-lasting effects. We are trying to offer emotional support, psychological support. This is needed for our team as well. I'm grateful to my team.
Main point is, don't make it political because the wrong person did the attack.
Pretty much,
what they're saying. Yeah, absolutely insanity to the most extreme degree. One more clip here we have is from the LBC. It says, quote, when people say, why do we bother with Pride? This is why. Labor's, whatever the hell his name is, offers his thoughts on last night's attack, Berlin Pride event, blah, blah, blah.
Types of attacks on innocent people going about their lives. And while it's a fast-moving situation and too early to speculate on motive, my heart and prayers go out to the people of Berlin.
Yada, yada.
And right across Germany, who I think will be feeling shaken by this. But being the nature of the event, I think there will be LGBT people in this country and across the world who feel similar. And in many respects, we are in a much better place than we've ever been. We've got laws that secure our freedom. We've seen changing hearts and minds. The fact that I'm, as far as I'm aware, the first openly gay Secretary of State for Defence in this country has gone entirely unremarked this week. Good. It shouldn't be any more remarkable than anyone else being appointed to this role. And I think that's a sign of the times changing. But when it comes to rise in hate crime or worse violent attacks, we can see that the job isn't done. And so when people say, why do we bother with Pride? That is part of the answer. It is, of course, a celebration of how far we've come, but it is also a protest against those who don't accept us for who we are and who we love.
It's a protest against the people who hate us while we protest for the people who hate us. Are you fucking insane? Man. You are absolutely
bonkers.
Bananas. You have a shit for brains. That's what you are. You're shit for brains.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other explanation. The reason Pride still goes on is so they can virtue signal their asses off, so they can swing their dicks around in front of people, so they can get their kicks. It's a kink fest. It's not gay and lesbian fest. Only 5% of us.
Yeah.
Homosexuals are actually there because we've been ostracized from the same community we fucking built.
I've heard more straight people going to Pride than gay people going to Pride.
A lot.
So what's the point, guys?
Straight people who identify into the group
or have a friend or whatever.
This wasn't an attack against gay people. This wasn't an attack against straight people identifying as gay and weirdos and kink people.
Kind of been an attack on gay people, but that's just because the guy's mental.
He probably thought there were gay people there. Mm-hmm. But really, we stayed home. We got ostracized and we said, you know what? We're seeing what is taking place at these prides and we're out, man. We are out. Bye-bye. And you know what? We're safer for it. We are safer for it.
Agreed.
Because this is just crazy. Sorry this happened. This is not a good thing. Get your act together, people. Get your act together and realize that what you're doing is what Gad Sad calls suicidal empathy.
Work on men, because there's a lot of men doing this kind of thing. Work on that. Not races. Work on a specific
group of people. Young men is what you're saying?
Yeah, the candidates, the age group of men that are more likely to have a mass shooting or mass violence.
They're young.
Mm-hmm. And more often than not, men.
And most of the time, they are extreme in one way or another. Mm-hmm. I know this is going to sound like, oh, we're heartless. Or, oh, we're celebrating this. Or
I'm not celebrating any part of this.
We're not really feeling that bad about this situation. We're frustrated. That's the thing. I'm more frustrated with the situation because it's nobody in that group is like anyone that I know or care about. You know what I mean?
I do.
So I'm just like an outsider who got ostracized by the community.
Looking in and commenting.
And I'm commenting. Yeah. And I'm saying, this will continue to happen if you keep propping up the same people who are doing this to you.
It's true.
Stop.
So like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Join us for our next video and hype it if you can.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.